Yes, no, maybe to the 16 books that I read in July, minus the no and maybe because they were all yeses. And so I don't keep you here all day. I'm just gonna tell you my favorite thing about each book. I started the month off with Echo Fort, God Tier, great way to start my July. My favorite thing about this book is that it is a true enemies to lovers romantasy. I'm not the biggest fan of Instalust, so the frustrating slow burn, yeah, that's what I need in every book. Like, we're going into book 3, Cindervale, in February with very little progress in the romance department, okay? I think it's also important to mention that there are 2 FMCs in this book, so we have multiple slow burn situations happening. Then I read Psychotic Obsession, which is the spin-off novel from the Edge of Darkness trilogy. This is about Tobias Mitchell, Cade Mitchell's father. This man is very unhinged, and I think that the intention behind it is to show us his darker side that we may not like as much, or we like it a little too much. My favorite thing, however, is the fact that Lee Rivers did an amazing job talking about his mental disorder. I feel like I was inside his head, and while his actions were not justified, I understand him. Then I read this masterpiece right here. A Love Letter to Whiskey. What was in this? I know I say this literally every time I talk about this book, but I started this when I went to bed and I stayed up till 5 a.m. to finish it. I was not putting it down until it was over. I have to talk about 2 of my favorite things because I feel like they really made up the entirety of this book. First off, if you're like a big annotator and you love the use of figurative language, you are going to eat this up. Specifically, there are a lot of metaphors that involve whiskey that relates to like the circumstances and the MMC. And I feel like with that kind of stuff, it gets to a point, but this one, I ate it up every single time. Like, it was always important. My second favorite thing is the angst. Like, I should have been sick on this emotional roller coaster, and I was, but I also am just a masochist, I guess, because I loved it. And I read Beautiful Venom, and I'm just gonna say that while this is a yes for me, this might be a maybe for you. I'm not scared to say that my favorite thing about this was the hunt and the chase. Like that scene in the garden, or was it a maze? Yeah. First Rena Kemp book, so I really don't have anything to compare it to, and that's all I'm gonna say about it. Then I started the Ravenhood trilogy. WTF. This is one of those series where you can't really say too much about it because everything needs to be a surprise when you read it. So I'm just gonna keep it brief. For Flock, the things that happened in this small town, this was so fun and a very unique experience for me anyways. Then it just transforms into something that is so heartbreaking that I have never cried so much in my life. My favorite thing about this was the character development and the emotional turmoil. Then in the finish line, we're trying to make our way back to the light. My favorite thing about this was this book was all about yearning. Then I did an immersive reading vlog where I read Little Stranger in one sitting. I don't have the physical book, but this is another situation where it's a yes for me and a maybe for you. It wasn't a yes for me initially. After sitting on it for a couple days, I feel like I will give it a yes just